Good morning, Mario.
Morning. Can I stay here?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning, Easton. How's my morning going? So far, it's going pretty good. Cannot complain. Actually, real quick though, I'm going to run and grab some cough drops and some water because I have a little bit of a sore throat. So I'll be right back. Good morning, everybody. For those of you who are here, it is 8:40, so please get your video cameras on. We will wait just 2 more minutes to get people into the room because I do have some people that are loading into the waiting room. If you want to go ahead and open up the Padlet, let me grab the link for you. We're going to talk about that really quick. You guys did a great job on the Padlet, so we're just going to go over 21 Chump Street. And then we will get into the vocabulary. So I would also like for you to make sure that you have the vocabulary sheet that was in Schoology open. All right. So Padlet, vocabulary sheet.
Wait, the quiz?
No, the vocabulary sheet. It's in Basic Theater Vocabulary PDF. It's at the very top of 910. You'll need that for today. And the Padlet, I'll post the link to the Padlet again. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. First of all, everybody understands that today at 2 o'clock, you will be reporting to your rooms for testing, for makeup testing, right? So if you did not finish any of the tests last week, you need to report to the makeup testing room, which will be the same room that you were in when you did the first map test. Okay. I'm sure you heard about that in advisory, but I'm just going to take a second to go back over that with you. All right. So let's talk about the Padlets first. Okay. And then we'll get into the vocab and our do now. All right. Okay. So we had 2 groups who had the protagonist as Justin and 1 group who had the protagonist as Naomi. So let's talk about those of you who said Justin. What is Justin's goal in the play? So what does he want? What's his goal? To get a date to prom, to get with Naomi, okay? To get with Naomi, okay. To try to get Naomi, all right. So everybody agrees pretty much, right? That his goal is to get Naomi, right? He keeps singing, "What the heck I got to do to be with you," right? All right. Now, what is Naomi's goal? Find who's selling. Okay. Find out who's buying and selling. Okay. Right. She has that song about it. Okay. Right. You could make an argument for Naomi as the protagonist, right? But here's my question to you. Is she the main character, do you think? You could make an argument for her to be the protagonist because she does have a goal. Okay. I don't disagree with that at all. However, one of the key points she's kind of passive in, right? She asks him to buy weed, right? But then she's pressing him to get it, right? But she can't make him do it. Does that make sense? So I don't disagree with group 3's argument. And I think that it would be a very different play if you tried to approach it from that point of view. I think the argument for Justin is stronger. Okay. All right. So the stasis. What are the who, what, where, when, and whys of the stasis? Okay. So who are these people? Who are the main characters in general? Justin and Naomi. Okay. But think about the world of the play at large, right? Before the play starts. Where are we? Maybe that'll help. We're at a school, specifically a what? What kind of school? A high school. All right, good, good. What state are we in? Because they do give us that. Again, Florida. Okay, right. If you didn't catch it, it's okay. This is just your first try. You guys did amazing for a first try. Seriously. Leagues ahead of everybody else's attempts, okay? So you did a good job. All right. So they give us a little bit, right? They tell us that they're in Florida. They give us the name of the school, but even I didn't catch that on the first few listens, right? And they tell us that Justin's an honor roll student and that he's been like applying to colleges, right? So it's probably in like the second half of the year, right? If we're talking about prom, that gives us some idea of what time of the year it is, right? Okay, good. So what's the initiating event? What changes the world of the play? Justin's a high school senior. He's on the honor roll. And then what happens to him? He meets Naomi, right? Naomi is transferred to the school and she's in not one, but two of his classes, right? So his goal has started to get with Naomi, right? So rising action, right? What the heck I got to do to be with you, right? He texts her. He dances for her. He asks her to prom. And then what happens? About halfway through the play, what happened? The crisis. Okay. Yeah, she says, do you smoke weed, right? And he offers to get her some, right? Okay. So when he actually buys it is a little bit later, right? But it's part of sort of that sequence. Then what's the major crisis? What's the highest point of emotional intensity in the play? He gives the weed to her in class. And Okay, so I think the highest point of emotional intensity is the kiss, right? Because two things happen. Justin kisses her and Naomi puts the money in his hand and gets him to take the money, right? That's what actually makes him a drug dealer, because he takes the money, right? Falling action is that what? He gets arrested. He goes to jail, right? Because he's 18, right? And because he did it on school grounds, it's a felony. And what does he end up doing? In jail. Yes, good. He takes a plea deal, right? Because he doesn't think he can fight the charges, right? So the new stasis, what's changed? What's different? His life? Okay, you're not wrong. Let's just be a little bit more specific, okay? He's in jail. He's on probation and Naomi left, right? Because he says he hasn't talked to her since, right? What about his, he was an honor roll student. Now what? Yeah, Mario just waved his hand, right? Okay, so what did you guys think about the play? You lost your scholarships, probably. Yeah. What do you think about the play? What's the play trying to say? Don't get involved in drugs and do your best in school. Okay. Consequences to your actions. Okay. Don't do anything just to get a girl. Okay. I think you're right. Like, don't change yourself to try to get a date, right? Don't change yourself for somebody else. If there are consequences to things. I do think that there also might be a point there about sort of the casualties of the war on drugs, right? Because Justin says that if it had been a guy, he would have never done it, right? So he was sort of manipulated into this position, right? So I think there's multiple things. All right, good. Again, I'm really proud of you guys. You guys did a great job at your first attempt at plot analysis. Really, you honestly did. Even those of you who went with Naomi, you made strong arguments for each point. And there are some plays where you can make a case for flipping it. So I'm really proud of you guys. Good job. Excellent work. Okay. All right, let's go to our vocab. All right. Now, I'm not going to have you do your do now right now, but I want you to put this in your journal. So make sure that you do this later because you will be turning this in. I want you to reflect on any vocab that was on that sheet that you're used to using in a different way. Okay.
Wait, what sheet? Sorry.
The basic basic theater vocabulary sheet that's in Schoology.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Okay. Because there are some terms in there that I bet, like strike, that's probably used in a different way in theater than what you're used to. Okay, so take a look at that. Like I said, I want to get to actually going through the vocab. All right. Okay, so what I've done is I've divided this into the people who generally use this language. All right. So let's look at actor director vocabulary. Look at your sheets. And I want you to see, is there anything in this actor director vocabulary that you need some clarification on? It's in the whole PowerPoint is in Schoology, so you can look at that slide later to do your do now. Okay. Yes, Mario.
Probably monologue.
Okay. So what is a monologue? What does mono mean?
Oh.
Zion says one. Yes. Okay. So dialogue are two characters talking to each other, right? Two characters talking to each other. A monologue is one character who is speaking by themselves. So there's no, they may be talking to another character, but they'll have like a long paragraph of thought. And they might be directly addressing the audience as well. Okay, so it's not back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's one character delivering a long speech by themselves. Okay, good.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. What about fourth wall? Did you guys understand that one? Yeah? Okay. Okay, good. Sight lines, how about that? Oh, Zion says no. Okay, so the fourth wall is we pretend that the actors are not aware that the audience is there most of the time during realism, right? So let me you think about the proscenium stage. Can you guys see the picture? Yes? Okay. So this sort of arch outlines the fourth wall. The actors on stage are in their world, the world of the play. And it's sort of like the actors, of course, the actors know that the audience is there. However, the audience's reactions cannot be heard by the characters in realistic plays. So it's an invisible wall, right? Because it doesn't really exist, that separates the characters and the audience. So that would really be better, I think, if it was said characters and audience, right? Because the actors, of course, are human beings and are aware of the fact that they're on stage. But the characters aren't normally aware of that fact. Does that help? Sort of? Yes? Okay. All right. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Anything else on this slide where you were like, wait, what? Blocking. All right. So all of the actors' movement on stage is called blocking. So that's all planned out through either rehearsals or the director's decisions. The blocking has been planned out and will theoretically be the same every time. So like all the dances during Chump 21 Chump Street, that was all planned, right? When the actors decided to stand on chairs or when they came over to talk to the narrator at the desk. Those have all been planned out and they're going to do it the same every time. Good. What else?
Stage directions.
All right. So let's look at stage directions. Stage directions are the areas of the stage. So I'm going to write them in. Okay, sightlines and stage directions. Okay. Stage. Oh, Henrik. Sorry, my cat. So stage left, stage right, downstage, and upstage are stage directions. So they are the way that the actor will move. Stage directions are written from the perspective of the actor. So imagine that you're standing on the middle of the stage looking out at the audience. It's stage left, stage right, upstage, and downstage. Okay. Upstage and upstage and downstage comes from when the stages were actually raked. So if it was like this isn't gonna look great, but you know. Okay, so the stages were like this. So if you went up the rake, you were going upstage, and if you went down the rake, you were going downstage. And so the audience would be like way out over there. Over here is the audience, right? Upstage, downstage. Sight lines. Okay, so sight lines, right? And we're looking at our sheet. What does it say exactly? We have that sight lines are okay, the audience's view of the performance space. So what we want to do is we want to hide backstage from the audience. So going back to that picture of the proscenium, do you see how they've layered these flats with clouds? That helps block the audience's view of the backstage, as opposed to this view where people can very clearly see into the backstage areas over here and on this side, right? So we usually want to hide that backstage area. Let's see if we can find a picture where. There we go. So we want to hide this offstage area from the audience members so that the actors have somewhere to go to like change costumes or, you know, sit down for a few minutes. This might be where we're going to put stuff on and off stage from. Okay. All right. Anything else? Okay, let's go to our next slide, which is the playwright vocabulary. So we've talked about plot, right? Who a playwright is. We just talked about stage directions, right? Anything on here that I can clarify for you that wasn't clear on the vocabulary sheet? Yes, Mario.
Probably intention or playwright.
Okay, so a playwright is the individual who writes the plays for the theater, right? So if you write dialogue for the stage, you are a playwright. Intention is what? What is someone's intention?
To do something.
Okay, what you want, right? Intention is what you want, what a character wants in a scene. I apologize. I think I'm coming down with a cold.
Okay.
So in pursuit of the plot, right, the character is going to do different things, and they might pursue with intention what they want to get. Good questions. I don't mind going through these. I just want to, if you understand them, then great. If we need to go over them, then that's fine too.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What else? Stage business. All right. So stage business are we've talked about blocking, which is movement, right? Stage business is more like small actions that somebody can do. By that, I mean things like knitting, folding clothes, preparing tea, right? They might stand still and do it, but it's like something with their hands. Writing a letter would be a good example. Mending something, playing cards, right? It tells you about their character, but it doesn't necessarily involve them moving from place to place on stage. Playing an instrument. Does that make sense? Okay. Anything else on this one? All right. Technical theater. Boop, boop, boop. So I'm just going to really quick go through some of these. So backstage, right, is the area that is off stage that the audience shouldn't be able to see. Dress rehearsal, when we actually are in costume rehearsing the play. The house, where the audience sits. Props are properties, are things that the actors manipulate, usually smaller items. The orchestra pits, where the orchestra lives. We talked about the proscenium arch with the fourth wall. We've talked about stage directions. Strike is, what does it say with strike?
Take down a set or remove scenery or props from the stage.
Yep, exactly. So when you're striking something, you're either removing it from the stage, so at the end of the night, or we're taking the whole thing down at the end of the run of the play. Questions, concerns? This makes sense? Okay, good. So why is having a common vocabulary in the theater important? Why is that important? Or the common vocabulary in chemistry or the common vocabulary in math? Bennett, why do you think that having a common vocabulary is important? What does it do?
So you know what people are talking about?
Okay. All right. So everybody knows what someone's talking about. Okay. Vincent, can you add anything to that? You there? I can see part of you.
So theater groups are like a team, so they have to have they have to be on the same page.
Yes. Okay, good. Right. Mario, the more you get into theater, you need to know what vocabs were. Okay. Yeah. So it's a part of community, right? It's part of the ease of communication, of making sure that everybody's on the same page. Sometimes it's so that nobody gets injured, right? If somebody doesn't know what it means to like go down stage and the flat's coming down, they could get hit. Okay. So it's very useful for everybody to be on the same page at the same time. Okay. Okay, we're gonna watch. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it because we can finish. You can finish the quiz this afternoon. You're gonna have all day to do it. So we're gonna watch Studio C's stage directions and just observe how the actors attempt to follow what the director tells them to do. So watch the actors attempt to follow the directions they're given. Try to determine what the genre is and what do you think this skit is trying to say about some people in theater.
Excuse me, is this where the rehearsal is?
Yeah, I'm Mallory.
Matt, I'm playing Thatcher.
Oh, Marguerite.
Oh, okay.
Great. Well, do you know anything about this director,
No,
actually?
I haven't even met her.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Me neither.
Good evening, Thatcher, Marguerite. I'd introduce myself, but I assume you already know who I am.
Yes.
Valencia.
Yes.
Tonight we'll be rehearsing scene 3, page 24 in your scripts.
Okay. Scene 3. We are in Thatcher's firelit living room. Thatcher is gazing into the fire while swirling a glass of brandy.
Bigger swirls, Thatcher. Good. Yes, get it all over. Yes. Yes. Now keep that up. Don't ever stop swirling that brandy.
Okay.
Okay. Marguerite enters. She walks up to Thatcher, clutching a live ferret. Is that a misprint?
No. You'd be surprised how many rodents there are in this piece.
Okay. Is it just...
Yes. Yes, pet the ferret. Oh, that's wonderful. That's lovely. Okay, proceed.
Marguerite, what are you doing here at this hour?
Thatcher, keep in mind that you're holding a cigar.
Oh,
No, you look like you're blowing bubbles. A cigar. Hold the Why have you stopped swirling the brandy? Never stop swirling the brandy.
I'm sorry, I've never smoked before.
Bigger swirls, Thatcher.
I'm here because I have to talk to you. It's about our son. He's dead. At that moment, Marguerite reaches into her duffel bag and pulls out the body of a full-grown man.
Yes, and I've already cast the body, so you have something to work with. Jeremy, are you around here? Jeremy, dear? Ah, yes.
Here I am.
Hello, darling. Back in the bag.
Okay. Thatcher, we must burn the evidence before the police arrive, including this. Marguerite pulls an 18-pound bowling ball from the bag. Okay, so...
No, put your fingers in the holes. The bowling ball holes. Yes, the 3 of them. And the ball should be a little heavier than that, Marguerite. Heavier. A little more. Down. Yes, there you go. And you have the ferret on your shoulder still. Just pet it.
Okay, Marguerite and Thatcher carry the body and the bowling ball to the fireplace while wiping away gentle tears.
Okay.
Mind his head.
I'm all right.
Oh, son. The ferret, Marguerite, the ferret. And the bowling ball. Thatcher, please keep in mind you have the cigar and the brandy still. Yes, Marguerite, don't forget about that ferret. And Jeremy, you should have rigor mortis at this point. Yes. It's wonderful. Really feel the terror.
Okay.
Let's go, come on! Come on, more tears! You're cremating your only son here! Thatcher, you have a line here? No, don't leave the body! Hurry, hurry! The police are on their way! Swirl the brandy, Thatcher! Swirl it! No, it's all wrong. You look like you've got palsy, Thatcher! Marguerite, you are crushing that ferret beneath your mannish jaw. It's dead, honey.
Okay, Thatcher gazes into the fire for one last look at his son and promptly bursts into flames.
Uh-huh.
So how are we gonna do that exactly?
We're going to set you on fire.
Oh. Okay, Thatcher begins to roll on the ground.
Marguerite grabs a blanket and desperately tries to suffocate the flames. Okay, so...
And Jeremy, if you could play the fire as well. Yes. Marguerite, your fingers are stuck in the bowling ball still for the rest of Act 2.
Bowling ball?
The bowling ball, yes.
So...
Yes. Beautiful. Struggle a little.
Okay.
Swirl the brandy, Thatcher!
Isn't that like a major fire hazard at this point?
Swirl it! All over yourself! The floor, everything! The ferret! Jeremy, you're beautiful, darling! I feel the heat!
Okay, I'm sorry. Does this not look ridiculous to you?
No, it just feels unnatural because you don't have the actual props. I promise, it'll look great.
Okay, I don't know. I've never tried to fight a flaming rolling man while holding a bowling ball and a ferret, but I feel like my character would put them down.
Yeah, I don't know, Valencia. Maybe we should look into a rewrite for this scene. I mean, it's not a comedy. It's a drama for children.
Fine, let's put this on the back burner and move on to scene 4.
Thank you.
Jeremy, if you could play the meteor and the unsuspecting traffic cop, that would be great.
Okay, scene 4. Marguerite enters as a robot and flies.
Yes, and keep in mind, you're still holding your pet ferret and the bowling ball.
All right. So what genre is this skit? Should be pretty
Comedy.
obvious. Comedy, right? So what were the actors like? How did they react to the directions that they were given?
They were like not disgusted, but questioning why.
Shocked, confused, annoyed. Yeah, they eventually get to annoyed, that's for sure, right? The more she adds on and on and on, right? Okay. So, what do you think that this is trying to say about some people in theater?
They're too passionate.
Okay. That's good. What else? There's no wrong answer. It's just your interpretation. Okay, it needs to be detailed. Okay. They were confused. Yeah. Yeah. Some people ask for too much. Yeah. Okay. Right. Sometimes the directors will add more than necessary. Yes. It needs to make sense. Okay. Yeah. Because a lot of that was just and fit in with the theme. All right. Good. Good. Okay. So what do you guys think? Is that a funny, you like the skit? A lot of the stuff from Studio C is pretty good. The actors have to just go with it. Yeah, but they do eventually say like, "Hey, wait a second," right? And there are some directors who don't really listen to the actor's voice, right? That they sort of just tell you to do stuff and they expect you to do it without questioning, okay? So, that is another part of theater that it's kind of a problem. Okay, so there is a quiz in Schoology. All right. If you don't get it finished before the end of class, you can resume it later. All right. So don't worry too much about that. It is resumable. I made sure to click resumable. And if something happens and it doesn't let you resume, let me know because it should actually be resumable. So you can get started on that. And then I wanted to mention that your homework is to watch Crash Course Theater 1 and take notes before our next session, which is in Schoology, okay? So it's about a 14-minute video that you'll watch and take notes on. All right, so go ahead and log in for your quiz. You can get started now. We've got about 17 minutes of class time here, but if you don't finish it, you are welcome to resume it later.
Wait, do you have to publish it first? I think you're muted. I don't know, because we can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Refresh it and see if you can log in. You can do it now. You should be able to, yeah, you should be able to submit now. I had it unpublished so that, because I don't know, it wasn't letting me enable it until later. So let me know if you can get in now.
I don't know. Yeah, it's still not letting us in.
Really? Says published to students. You're in 910, right? Everybody's in the 910 folder. It's the quiz. What the heck? Hmm. Why is it doing that? Okay, let me figure this out. Sorry, guys. I'm new to Schoology, so I don't really understand how. Okay, try it now and let me know if it's working. I went into the whole thing and
It's working now.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you guys, because
Well,
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how this thing works. I'm learning with all of you.
what's it called? It said mine expired for some reason.
It said yours expired.
Uh-huh.
What do you mean?
It's because I try to go to the next. Oh, I think it's working now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, you have a couple minutes remaining, so you might just want to finish up whatever question that you're on, and so you can resume it later. Okay. If you have any questions, I will be around for office hours today. So if you want to pop in then, the information for that's in Schoology, or you can always shoot me an email or a message on Schoology too. All right. So just make sure that you do the homework and that you add your do now information.
Wait, where will the do now be posted?
You're going to put it in your journal, right? That you're going to turn in every other week. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the prompt is in the PowerPoint on Schoology. Okay.
Okay. Wait, can we leave?
Yep, it is 9:40. So go ahead and pause your tests. You'll resume them later. And like I said, if you
Okay.
need any help, message me or come to my office hour.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Can you repeat the homework again? Sorry, I was
You're
trying to
gonna-
write it down.
You're going to watch, it's Crash Course Theater. The link is in Schoology for the next class. So you're just going to watch that and take notes. It's about 15 minutes, I think.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
Bye.
Bye. You guys need any help? Any questions? Nope. Okay. Cash, you need anything? Really? It should. I told it to let you resume it. Wait, let me double check. It says resumable, yes. Allow students to resume an incomplete submission. So it should let you resume it. If it doesn't, let me know, and I will fix it for you so that you get. But it says, yeah, I marked that you should be able to resume it. Okay, you're welcome. Just let me know in office hours or shoot me an email.